Here's another example of how to find the inverse of a function. This is a rational function. So like I explained in my other videos, when we're solving for a variable, you do the inverse of PEMDAS. So usually when we're evaluating a function, we do parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. But when you're solving for a variable, we actually go backwards. We do adding, subtracting first, then multiplication, division, then we do exponents and parentheses. So in this case, notice how, again, g of n, just a fancy way of saying y. And then n is our independent, our dependent variable this time, so we'll just call it x. Plus 3. And then minus 2. So I'm going to switch x and y, because that's how we do the inverse. Okay. Then we resolve for y. So I can see I can subtract 2, so I'll do the opposite and add 2 to both sides. So x plus 2 equals 1 over y plus 3. Now, here's a cool trick I'm going to teach you guys. So notice how I have x plus 2 on the top, y plus 3 on the bottom, which you could cross multiply, set them next to each other, and divide by x plus 2. But here's a cool trick with proportions, if it helps you. These two terms can just switch places all in one step. So I can write y plus 3 equals 1 over x plus 2, just like that. What crazy talk. And then, simply, I just have to subtract 3, and my inverse equation would be, it was g. So g, negative 1, and then remember, independent variables n, equals 1 over x plus 2, or it'd be n, excuse me, n plus 2 minus 3. So that is our inverse function. Let's see if we can do another one here involving another fraction or a rational, if you will. Sneak one in here. Alright, there we go. So, with my students, I like to go ahead and clear the fraction. Why deal with a fraction if we can just get rid of it? So, remember, h of x is a fancy way of saying y. So I'm going to go ahead and switch x and y right now. So negative 3/8 y plus 9 over 8. And if I wanted to get rid of the fraction, I can just multiply everything by 8, or 8 over 1. If I do that, I'm going to get 8x equals negative 3y plus 9, because notice how 8 can't cross, or I can cross reduce here and here. So that is how that works. Remember, my goal is to get rid of y, or to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. So that's going to give me 8x minus 9 equals negative 3y. Then divide by negative 3. And that's going to give me 8x over 3 minus 9 over 3, which hopefully you can see, oh, that's just going to be 3 over 1, or just 3. So I'll just write minus 3. Equals, and remember it doesn't equal y anymore, we want it to be inverse, so we're going to write h negative 1 of x. And another way to write 8x over 3, it can be 8 over 3x minus 3. Right, just like that. So that's how you find the inverse when there's fractions. So just clear the fraction. So if you need a least common multiple, you can do that. These ones both happen to be 8, so they made it super simple for me. But yeah, you can get rid of the fractions when you're doing inverses too.